live! Woohoo!
Hello
It
and welcome to our live stream of Curse of Strahd, as presented by the Love of Crits. I'm level 1 Dungeon Master Hunter AU. Thank you for joining us as we continue with our mob of missionaries as they journey deeper into the mist of Barovia. For maps, we are going to be using Tailspire, a new early access program available on Steam. For music, this session we should be using Tailspire's internal music. We may also use Sirenscape throughout as well, an online program that allows us to sync our audio so we can have a mix of everything for all the same soundscapes. In this world, for the Tailspire maps, I'm using a mix of different sources from online. Most common and most prevalent is from Demon Gund, a creator for Tailspire maps with a focus on Curse of Strahd. I am going to have the players introduce themselves, so Norag.
That's me, yeah. I'm Garion. Online, I go as both Noreg King and Grand Mage Garion. In this campaign, you may know me as our amnesiac cleric of the goddess of the graves. Graves. That is I.
Very nice. And I guess that would make it my turn. I am Alex. I am known as Barotheus online, I guess, sometimes. I've been DMing for a long time for Josh's group. He's Onyx over there at the end. I'm probably pointing the wrong direction, to be honest, but
Yeah, I think you're pointing towards me.
Yeah,
That's okay.
in any case, I play Herbert Lightforge, human cleric of inventiveness and the Forge.
Name's Cole. I go by Elok or Elok Leakim online, and I do a little bit of DMing and playing myself. I'm going to be playing, or have been playing, Konerith, who is I forget the name of the race. Kalashtar, cleric, as we all are. Specifically, only talks using his mind, does not talk vocally. So whenever conversations are made from him, you can always assume that he's doing so mentally. And right now, he only has a 10-foot radius of such, so it could be a hindrance.
And I am Josh. I go by Midget Man online quite frequently. I am playing Onyx. I am a Warforged cleric to round out this lovely band of clerics here. A Tempest cleric, and I am worshipping a Kadi. So a little kind of wild card for a goddess. So it should be fun. And yeah, back to our DM.
For sure, thank you guys. And we did want to make a point, as we will be doing for every session, to remind everyone that this is a program specifically kind of targeted for more mature audiences, not necessarily due to solely because of language that we'll be using, but more so because of the content. Curse of Strahd is a Gothic horror campaign, and therefore will broach many subjects that some people may find to be triggering. So you have been warned, but usually, majority of this group, we have gone over what triggers are, and we have rules in place to make sure that we aren't crossing any boundaries. In addition, one of the things I talked to the players before the end of last session is that we may be taking a short pause to level up at one point, because they will likely be arriving at level 2, where they will be able to use much more of their abilities as clerics. We thank you all again for joining us. Keep the chat civil, keep the comments civil, and avoid spoilers for any of the Wizards of the Coast adventures, especially Curse of Strahd. And once again, please, for the love of crits, like and subscribe.
You're here again. I fear the winter may come and go before our tale is fully told. But it's best not to tarry. When we last left the clerics in our story, they were still searching the Durst Manor, their misgivings growing as the house continued to close around them, suffocating them in its mysterious nature. But perhaps you are more interested in the surprise of the animated soldier. While rusted with age, it moved with ferocity, attacking our heroes. Graves attacked first, after seeing Onyx narrowly avoiding a blow. He struck the armor, causing the armor to focus its attention upon him, shoving him over the ledge, forcing him to fall directly down 2 stories. Onyx, in a desperate attempt to help, was able to strike the armor with a resounding force of sound. The reverberation pushed the armor down the same path Graves had traversed. Graves was unable to move in time, and the armor knocked him unconscious. Fearing for his companion, Konarith attempted to strike the armor by leaping from on high, but unfortunately fell unconscious next to Graves and the animated knight. Herbert was successful in striking the final blow to the armor before it could salvage its power. Rescued by Herbert's healing spell, Graves and Konarith were able to return to full strength. Our mob of missionaries, brushing themselves off, began to further explore the mysterious manor. Opening a nearby door, they came face to face with the specter of a nursemaid. They quickly found this to be a spirit of a woman of the house, who had no knowledge of her own death, and whom appeared to be continuing with her daily routine. Konarith began to search the area for the infant, Walter, quickly finding a nursery, only to find a bundle that appeared to disintegrate as soon as he unwrapped it. The party began to discuss everything they had seen. They came to the conclusion this house was a farce, and that they could just search it more thoroughly for answers rather than rush, looking for this monster or Walter. The master bedroom was in the next room. The party entered quickly, finding the poisoned corpse of Gustav Durst, the master of the manor. Though he did not appear to be human, he appeared to be a fiend of some kind of ghoulish nature. Upon examination, the party determined that he had been dead less than a few hours. They also found, clutched in the hand of Gustav, a letter noting his suicide and a plea for his children to forgive him for the monster that he had become. The clerics then turned their attention to Dimov, the brother of Gustav, who they believed was a puppet master of this house of death. Finding a secret passageway to the 4th floor, the party began to search for the room of Dimov. They quickly found it, though they found no evidence of suspicious activity. However, they did find a letter from Gustav, imploring Dimov to watch over his children as they grew up. Finding a key, the group of clerics began searching for the matching lock. In their search, they found the evidence of the nursemaid's murder. Her body was hidden inside a trunk. The clerics worked together to discover that the nursemaid had given birth in the previous months, and had been dead only a few hours, like Gustav. Within the same room, the clerics found many skulls and other signs that all was not as it seemed. Shaking off these grim discoveries, they continued their search. Finding a guest room, the clerics quickly found that there was only one thing of note within the room: a small doll with red locks and a yellow sun dress adorned with lace. Seeing an opportunity for rest, the companions spoke of what they had been doing before their trip to Barovia, then decided it was best to move on. Graves gathered the doll, stating that it could be useful to calm the children if they find them. Only one room remained in the attic. The clerics left it for last, for it was different and was locked from the outside, as if something was being kept in, rather than kept out. Preparing themselves, they used the key that they had found in Dimov's room. It worked, and as the light poured into the room, they saw 2 dusty beds sized for children. Within the room was a beautiful, ornate dollhouse that appeared to be a perfect replica of this death house that they had entered. While the walls and furnishings were lavish, they were also draped in cobwebs, and the windows were covered with bricks so no light could trickle in. But what horrified them most was lying in the middle of the floor, 2 small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing.
We are back.
Thank you so much for that awesome update. I'm going to close that so I'm not getting confused by the video playing in the background. There we go. when we last left the group of four, it was right as they opened up this children's bedroom adorned with uh, many colorful tapestries, but also covered with cobwebs, noting the fact of how long has passed since this had last been accessed. Um, you do see the skeletons upon the ground of what you assume to be Rose and Thorn, based upon the clothing, as well as the doll being held in the smaller of the two skeletons. Onyx, you are standing on the threshold here. You see to your right a large toy chest. You see two beds, as well as in this area over here, you
Mhm.
see a dollhouse as well that actually looks exactly like the house that you are standing within. That being said, what do you guys do?
I would probably immediately like look around the room for traps, kind of like whether it be other bones of somebody else that was trapped in here with them,
Yeah, for
or
sure.
like gas or something.
Yeah, so roll me a perception check.
I will assist him.
Okay, yeah, you can add his proficiency bonus to that, so it'd be a 19. Let's see. So, as you look around the room, you don't see any sign of traps. Uh, you do see that these skeletons are obviously have been here for a decent amount of time, as opposed to the other bodies that you had found in the house. These look like they have been here uh, for a while. As you do walk in, you do see, with that perception check on the back of the door, you see scratches as if they were trying to get themselves out, but they were unsuccessful.
This is
Barbaric.
it is. I don't believe this is the child or one of the children we are looking for, but children
I,
none the
sus-
same.
I suspect from what we see, these are the two children we met outside. It's curious that they thought there was 10 minutes, but obviously they have been dead for quite some time, much longer than their father, who said for the uncle to look after them. Regardless, if the rest of you wish to continue speculating and searching the room, I will conduct some prayers, and they've also been dead for some time, but seeing as we encountered them outside, their spirits may still be here, so I will do some preparations to help ease their spirits through the river Styx as they travel to the boneyard. And Grace will kneel down and do some rites over them.
Okay.
Graves. This is where we've now seen spirits outside, and we saw the maid in here. Is there something that normally, like, can, like, is there curses that can tie whole houses to, like, not move on?
I would imagine so. Would I know anything specific about that, Reno, or would I just be like, probably?
You would probably be like probably. I mean, you have no idea. Like you are in mind. You haven't been around super long.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
know,
like
like
2 months old.
people, like you know that crazy things have happened in the past.
Yeah.
With your god and other gods, you have no idea to what level curses can go. To
Yeah,
your knowledge, there
exactly.
isn't really an upper limit.
Yeah, well, I would imagine that there'd be something. Nothing that I have any personal knowledge of or familiarity with. But we said when we found Lord Durst, he appeared to be some form of undead before he was fully killed, so perhaps could have something to do with some necromancer or something. But as there's, say, I would imagine so. I guess obviously there's something, but I couldn't tell you the details without knowing more.
While they're talking, I'm just going to investigate this sort of figure over here that I'm looking at.
Okay, yeah.
Sort of-
So what you see ahead of you is it looks like it was like a large play area, kind of in the shape of a castle. You see many balustrades. You don't recognize the castle, but it definitely is. You know enough about engineering that this is based upon an actual castle. You just do not know what one. Obviously, this is a play version of it that looks like it might have been used as a fort and everything. There's not really much inside, it's just kind of an open inside.
Well, this is all very strange. This sort of situation should never exist. They lock them away in here with this plaything, thinking that would be enough for them, or as some sort of, I don't know, some sort of guilt, perhaps. All a lot to take in.
But why were they
Kunarith
locked?
is just.
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, Kunarith is just knelt down next to them, silent.
But why were they locked in? They're just children. That, like, you can see on the back of the door, there's scratch marks. They were trying to get out. Why lock them in here?
We'd say. Perhaps we could ask them. Perhaps their spirits still linger. And that's what we saw. Some afterimage of a former life.
Would they remember?
It seems as though they were the same as the maid of the house. They had no recollection of their deaths.
Precisely.
They might know something, like something about the relationship of their mother and father with someone else, like the maid or something. I mean, that obviously seems like something. The mother was upset at the maid for siring this child, Walter. Perhaps that was the sort of catalyst that brought down this house of cards.
Very possible.
Hmm.
I know
Tragedy
emotions can... Oh, go for it.
Just a tragedy is all.
Agreed. I know emotions can cause people to do crazy things. Illogical things. So, maybe you are correct. I don't know.
Now, Herbert, there was one other thing over here that you hadn't really been able to look at. Unfortunately, it's not actually a model here, but in this corner, you would see a small dollhouse that does match the house that you are in very specific dimensions. Like I said, with your engineering knowledge, you would know that the proportions, this is like a scale model of the house.
Curious. I'll sort of begin to poke around and search through it and see if there's anything, like any secret rooms or anything that we might have missed or anything interesting.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, what I'll need you to do is I need you to roll and I'll allow either wisdom or investigation check.
Okay.
Could I apply some
Like
guidance on
perception
them?
or
I was going to say, I think I'm going to
Yeah.
guide myself for this. So 2 guidances is a D6 with our homebrew rules.
Yep.
Okay. So that's +5. This roll. Ooh. Well, let's see. Roll
Definitely want those
D6.
guidance.
Oh, oops. That's right. Hang on. Okay.
That brings
That's
it to a 10.
a 10? 10? That's
Okay.
average?
As you are starting to poke in there, suddenly,
Oh.
a figure of Rose and Thorn appear in the center of the room.
Ah.
She turns towards you and she's like, "Hey, don't touch that."
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to intrude.
It, it's okay. It's just we don't like people touching our stuff. Thorn is kind of sitting there, and she and him are going to kind of walk over to this bed, and they're going to sit down against it.
I'll sort of move away from the dollhouse.
So, what are you guys doing here? Who are you?
That's a good question, I suppose. We're travelers from far away, disparate regions, most of us. I'm Herbert. That's Graves over there.
We
tell
were
her where you're
waiting.
from.
I'm sorry. Yes,
Sorry,
I'm
go
from a place called What's my? I'm from a place called Bowshot. I'm a priest there. We were waiting for your nursemaid while she prepared guest rooms for us. My other companions here, over here next to me, is this is Onyx.
Are you friends of my father? They have a lot of friends over.
Yes, we're acquaintances of your father. This would be the first time that we have met him in person, I suppose, but he was expecting us.
Just to clarify, this is the same girl we met down in the stable.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
looks
she doesn't break
identical.
Well, obviously she is a ghost figure, so she is transparent, kind of like Margaret was below.
Okay.
But
And that wasn't obvious
yes.
in the barn.
Oh, they were real children in the barn. Like, they were not spirit form in any way. when
In
you
this
saw them in
time,
the barn.
she has no memory of meeting us outside either.
What it sounds like.
Onyx is just looking back and forth between the 3 others. Like, mouth slightly open and, like, finger keeps raising, and then he thinks better of it and he lowers it, closes his mouth.
Yes, this is our friend Onyx. He's been a little tired and conversation's been a little bit strained for him right now as he's just rather exhausted from the travels.
You see Thorn is kind of like has his head cocked and he's kind of looking at you, and then he he kind of tugs on Rose's dress, like her shoulder, and leans up and whispers something in her ear. She's like, Thorn is wondering if you're like, and she's kind of saying there, she's like one of his toys. He said you don't look human. And she is looking at Onyx.
The one that doesn't look human.
I am not like your toy. Clearly, I can talk. I am of my own volition.
Um,
What a crazy question.
You see Thorn kind of bury his head in her side, and he's kind of looks a bit scared. As you say that, and she kind of pats his shoulder and is like comforting him. Thorn is holding a toy. It looks like it's made of wood, and it's actually like a knight soldier. And it accidentally falls and crashes on the ground. Now this isn't like a physical object for you guys. It appears that it is like spectral along with them. But Rose reaches down and picks it up, and you hear her whisper a few words, and the toy mends itself slowly, and then she hands it back too.
Are you able to?
okay.
Are you Rose? Right, that was your name.
Yeah.
Are you able to use magic? You just seem to fix that toy rather quickly.
Uh, I learned some from books in my father's study. He has a lot of books, but I
That's
wasn't
all.
supposed to get into it, so I.
That seems to, from what I've heard, that's how many people started magic.
Yeah.
You're most impressive to be able to
But
do that at
I
such a young age.
well, I've been keeping a diary of everything I've been learning.
Oh,
It's over here, and she walks over to her bed and she pulls it out from underneath her pillow. And this one is a physical diary. Like she is able to interact with the physical nature, and she holds it out to Graves, since you were the one that had mentioned it.
he's like, oh, you don't mind if I read it? Or
No, it's mostly just the what I've been practicing with
magic?
my magic.
Interesting. I'll have a look, guys. I'm very impressed someone your age is able to do so well. And, he'll flip through the book, looking to see if there's any pertinent information.
Roll me a investigation check.
Mm-hmm.
I was always told it wasn't good to study magic. That's why I kind of hid it.
17.
17? Okay.
Yeah.
You do
Let's
see
have
that
this.
it has copies of cantrips. You see that there's light, mending, and shocking grasp. As you're kind of looking through it, sees that you are encountering different ways and trails that she learn trials in learning her cantrips, whether it be fixing a toy for uh Thorn, repairing things around the house, lighting up like whether she's going to the bathroom. You did see, because you had been keeping an eye out for it, you do see the name of Demov within
Mhm.
there.
That's
Um
the uncle, correct?
yeah, it's one of the later entries, and it was on Shocking Grasp. And you just see it says, um, it says, "It worked. Uncle Demov snuck into our room again, but this time I was ready. I hope he never comes back."
Ugh.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Remember that, but I don't know that.
I might be like, oh, as you said, might I ask a bit of possibly personal question? If you'd rather not answer, I understand. But it says here that your uncle snuck into your room. Was that something he'd do often? What?
Um, I he would sometimes, but he doesn't anymore.
Why? What would he do when he was sneaking into your room? Was he trying to hurt you?
There was a lot of people here. He was one of the groups that would go into the basement a lot.
Do you know what he would do in the basement?
No, we were just told we weren't supposed to go down there. My parents said there was a monster, but I don't know what it was. I don't know why they would keep a monster that screamed like that all the time.
What kind of screams were these?
You know, like when you get hurt, like those types of screams. But they always
Graves.
sounded different.
Graves, I think that we'll find out what's down there if we go ourselves. Best not to
Yes.
buy this sort of information from children.
Yes.
And you'd hear Conerith, just you, Graves, would hear. Perhaps she would know where the entrance to
Yes.
the
I
basement
suppose.
is.
Yes. Would you, Rose? I won't want to ask much further, but do you know how to get to the basement?
I don't want to get in trouble showing you guys where it is.
No, that's understandable. It's all right.
Well, I know it's in the attic in the storeroom where all those skulls are. But I don't know. I know there's also another room in my father's study. Here, I'll show you. And she walks over to the dollhouse. And you had already started to find a similar entrance to that as you were searching through it, Herbert. And you see that where you had been poking at is where she goes to. And she actually... Let me... What's up? She reveals an area right over here, if you guys zoom out.
Okay.
I can see the stairs now.
Yeah.
As she pokes the point on the door, you hear a clanking noise come from the other room.
Oh, she just opened it with the doll.
Wait,
The dollhouse just opened it.
Yes.
okay.
Don't worry, young one. We won't tell.
Okay.
Do you mind
Thanks.
just keeping the front gate open, maybe? Front door, just in case, you know.
The front door?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, is it closed?
I don't know. I look at the model. Is it closed?
Yes.
May I try to open the front door? Is that all right?
Yeah, just don't break it.
I'll gingerly just try to open it, just
It
very carefully.
feels like it's glued shut.
Oh boy.
Might be locked.
Okay. Well, I'll do my best not to break it. So, thank you for your help.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We should probably go find out what's going on downstairs.
Do you have a sibling besides
We
the
have
lad
Walter.
there?
Would you be able to help him?
Where is he? What help does he need?
The last time I saw him, Mom was taking him into the basement.
Oh. We will check right on that.
So we'll
I don't
do our
know
best.
why. It was a while ago. It got really cold after that.
Uh-huh. Anyways, we'll be back.
Yes, we best be off.
Now, Herbert, you would have also noticed that there was a hidden room within the study.
Within
That
the
you'd seen.
Study.
Yes, but you weren't able to find a way to open it from the dollhouse. You could just tell looking at it.
The study was second floor, correct?
Correct. You believe it's somewhere in this area. You could tell that there was a gap.
Okay. Gotcha.
Am I still there? Yes. Okay. I thought I put myself on the roof by accident.
If
for a
you
second.
guys
I
would
was like,
like,
oh,
I can
no.
just teleport you to the study.
That
I think
would work.
we should discuss slightly out here first.
Yes, of course.
will,
Probably close the door
Close the
behind
door.
us.
Yeah.
even though it
Well.
probably doesn't matter at this point, but we'll see.
Alright.
That's some more information. We know how to get down there now. My question is first, shall we take a break first? Seeing as some of us are low on spells and taking some hits in the guest rooms that Margaret was preparing, or do we think it more pertinent to go straight down to the basement? I am unsure either way. I'd really appreciate all of your input on the matter.
Can we help you?
Yeah, I heard you guys said you needed a rest. Thorn and I can watch.
Oh.
That's very kind of you.
Here, we'll watch over you if you guys take our bones and
Take your
put them to rest.
You know
so
those are your bones?
Yeah, it got really cold, and then now our bodies are there.
Oh,
All right. Well,
okay.
we weren't sure if you were aware of that or not.
Yeah. I don't
One
think
must
Margaret
work.
is, though. She doesn't know where her body is.
Oh, we found
Ah.
it.
Perhaps if she does find it, she can find some sort of peace.
Yeah.
Or
You guys aren't the first people we've seen here.
we're not.
No, but no one's ever taken our bones down. They usually try to get out.
Well, we can certainly do that for you. That is part of what our jobs anyway. We are holy men and priests.
Well, I'm going to be in here keeping Thorn company, but if you need to rest, you guys can use our room.
Well, what do you say, friends?
Has been a long day. I was trepidatious that we would be able to, in fact, rest, and I suppose I'm still sort of doubtful that we might find any sort of meaningful actual rest, but I could definitely use it.
I as well.
I would not oppose a rest, I guess. I don't feel comfortable with spirits watching over us, but at least these ones are friendly and they hopefully won't try to kill us while we sleep.
Well,
Or while
the
you
good
sleep.
news is you would be able to just watch us all die in our sleep as you sort of react in real time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine that would be quite traumatic.
I'm not sure how much resting I'll be doing myself. There's too much bad energy in this area. I don't know if I could.
We can
If I
attempt.
could.
I don't think
Catch
we're
up
going
breath at
anywhere
least.
anytime soon.
Grace will go knock on the children's door then.
Is it unlocked still?
I was
I
on
don't know if
fire
it
a little. I'm like,
relocks.
why is nothing moving?
Grace will kind of
Yes?
peek in. We think we decided to take you up on the offer of the rest, and we will take your bones with that. You wanted us to take your bones down to the basement, I believe is my understanding right?
I think that's where they're supposed to go.
All right. Well, if you would be so kind, then you allow us to rest here. At
Mhm.
the end of our rest, we will take your bones down.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of room, but we have the 2 beds, and
That
there's
should be plenty.
Ravenloft, and she points at the castle.
Oh,
Oh,
so
that's
what that
Castle
is.
Ravenloft.
It's really small and unimposing.
Yeah. Grace will kind of sit himself down over kind of where his token's at now, I guess.
Oh,
Uh,
There we go.
Since I don't need a bed, will just kind of sit there, kind of like sit myself into a corner, like half against the bed, half against the wall. Just kind of put my lantern down, kind of just lean back, stretch out a little bit, get ready for some rest.
Okay, so
Knock my garbage over in real life.
you guys are able to. Are you taking a short rest or a long rest?
Long, please.
I think we were gonna do a long rest.
Okay, so you guys are able to take a long rest.
I can hit the button.
Yeah, for you guys can hit the button.
Yes, long
You
rest.
guys can also level up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canareth made his way over to the bed and didn't think he was going to be able to sleep at all, but just passed out.
Crashes.
Just
Can-
everything has been too
can you
much for him.
How does your sleep work again?
He can sleep. He can't be forced to dream.
That's what it is, yeah. Alright. So as you guys are sleeping though,
Aw,
what is that one?
my health.
Oh, hit points.
Oh, did you roll?
Oh.
I'm taking
I
average.
am trying to level up. I've never leveled up in here before. So.
No, that's fine. Herbert, as you are sleeping, you suddenly wake up. Looking over, you see Conereth lying there. Graves, or at least who you assume to be Graves, for he's wearing the same clothing and is carrying the lantern, is slowly crawling towards him. His face now the face of a ghast, similar to Durst below. He's slowly creeping towards him. As you try to open your mouth, you suddenly realize that you can't move. You're paralyzed with fear. The ghast reaches forward with its claws and slices open Conereth's throat. He bleeds out, and you wake up. The ghosts of the children around you, you are sweating. Everyone else is asleep aside from Onyx, who is watching over. Is everything okay?
Oh no. I had this horrible, horrible vision, this nightmare. I look over to Graves. He's just sleeping where he laid down, right?
I mean, I'm not sleeping, but I'm there.
Oh, you're like, are you like propped
Meditating.
up or
Yeah, I'm kind of like propped up, like kind of like just like blankly staring into my lantern.
He was like Gustav, and he killed Conereth while he was sleeping. I was paralyzed. I couldn't do anything. This is a bad place. I'm sorry that you're stuck here. I say to Rose. But I promise I'll do everything I can to lay you to rest.
Thank you. I hope you can.
I do too.
It takes you a little bit, but you are able to fall back asleep again. Onyx, as you are sitting there awake, you're able to hear and see everything that's happening, even Herbert waking up. But one of the things you hear when everyone else is getting their rest is you do hear a woman's maniacal laughter coming from below, deep in the house. And it seems to be echoing around, and it stops.
Would Graves hear that as well, as he is not asleep either?
Oh, yeah, you would as well. I forgot.
I know
that
I'm
you-
like very like zoned out, but I am still technically aware.
So you hear this maniacal laughter that's like,
about 1 or so minutes afterward. Grace has no reaction. About a minute later, he's like, "Did you hear something, Onyx?" Just like a full minute later. Oh.
And you see that his shield is still he sat down with his shield ready, his hand resting on the pommel of his warhammer, and he's just he sat in a way where he's staring at the door.
Okay, well, you seem alert. I will try to be more alert, just in case. Let me know if you notice anything else. And he'll go back to staring at his lantern.
The rest of the evening goes without event. The only other noise you hear is the occasional rat scurrying between the walls. After approximately 8 hours, Onyx, you are able to know it's time to wake the others.
I will walk over to them each individually and gently nudge them with my foot. Time to get up. It's been long enough.
I don't know if I would assume I probably did sleep in my armor. I don't know if there's a mechanical disadvantage to that, but I think in his mindset he definitely would have slept in his armor.
Honestly, for now I'm going to say no mechanical disadvantage. It might be something we look at later. As a DM, I've never been a huge fan of the nitpickiness of that, because it's kind of like drawing weapons, things like that. It's just
Yeah.
kind of assumed, but
There's
I
your
can
action.
look
You
at
drew
it.
your sword.
Yeah, and if it was a disadvantage, it wouldn't be like an all-day disadvantage. It'd be like a back, and
Yeah.
you
My
might
joints
have
are...
yeah.
I feel like I slept weird, but it's not gonna impact me.
Yeah, but you would
mechanically.
probably attribute it to the house rather than sleeping in your
Yeah.
armor.
Canareth.
Oh, get up. Yeah, go ahead.
Canareth wakes up. There's a little pool of drool on the bed next to where he was sleeping, like he was just completely out of it. And just
That's like
gets up,
me
kind
in
of wipes
real
his
life.
face, and
That's like me in real life.
Before we head out, I would ask your permission, please, if I could perform a ritual on this little dollhouse to see if I could ascertain its sort of uses and functions.
Okay. Yeah, like magic.
Yes, simple
Yeah.
bit of magic. All I need to do is touch it. It
Yeah.
won't interact
Just
with the object much more than that.
Watch out for the dowels in there. And as she points out, you do see that in the room of the children's room, there are now 4 dowels that match
Oh.
you 4.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
As well as you do see a doll for Durst, for Demov in the master suite as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it is lying on the ground like you had found the body previously.
Oh, wasn't that
Oh,
Gustav? Or am I switching the names up?
Oh, no, you are correct. Gustav Durst. Apologies.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like, he's in there now? What?
I know. I
No.
was like,
Demov is
ooh.
the uncle.
Fuck it!
Yes, Gustav Durst. Correct.
Someone with more foresight probably would have done this last night, but here we are. But I cast this. I'm gonna ritually cast identify on the dollhouse to see if it tells me anything about it.
Now, this is actually a particular spell that I do kind of hold more. Do you have the pearl, or whatever it is, to cast it?
Oh, right.
Because it takes 100 gold pieces of material component.
I forgot about that part of it. Yeah. No, it's just something that I always have prepared because I'm a forge cleric. So. Yeah. No, I forgot I don't have that.
I will allow it this time, and then we'll do research, because it always being prepared makes it feel like
It feels like I
that
would have
you
invested
wouldn't
into
have a
that.
spell, because that's a lot to try and spend.
Level
We
1, yeah.
might have
Yeah.
some other type of cost with it
It's
for you to
maybe it's
ritually
work.
cast it.
Maybe it's worked into my shield. Like I have a pearl set in the shield that the temple gave me or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for now. For now,
Yeah.
I'll allow you to
Okay.
cast it ritually, and then we'll kind of deal with that at a later time.
But
So-
yeah, so I'll just sort of like pull out some lenses that I have like in like a pocket or pack. I'll just sort of put
Mhm.
them on and just sort of flip through the lenses and sort of like just try to get a better look at this thing. And 11 minutes later, I have cast Identify.
Okay. You find this to be a completely normal dollhouse, and the magic is coming from another source.
Oh. So this is the
That
focus.
it is difficult to find the source of, as it appears that it's coming from all around.
I see.
Fun.
Well, unsettling to say the least. Well, best be on guard against everything. Don't trust anything.
While Herbert was doing that, Graves would probably take those 10 minutes. He'd pull out his censer and some of the incense that he has, and he kind of like burn some incense in his censer while he kind of like ritually takes out like some parts of his vestments and kind of like wraps up the children's bones for transport. And we'll probably look to Onyx or Conair for somebody a little more strength than he, and kind of like very carefully and like respectfully kind of like load the wrapped bones into the backpack for transport to the basement. And at the end, he'll kind of put out the
So,
remaining incense.
one thing you would know, Graves, is that in the olden times during the winter, in the mausoleums and stuff, the main usefulness of them was the ground was too frozen to be able to bury people. So they would actually keep them in there, and then when they decomposed, put them in a bone box, which is the way they would transport them to their final burial site. So I would assume that there is a specific way that you could wrap up the bones that you would know.
Yeah,
For the
I would
purpose
assume
of
so. I mean,
doing
technically,
that.
still even modern day, you don't bury in the winter that often. The funeral homes will keep them. But yeah, so I assume I would probably likely know that.
Conereth offers to take the bones from you.
Nice. We'll very carefully put them in Conair's pack. We all get our sinuses cleared out from the incense.
In response to Herbert, Onyx just like dead stares at him. And, oh, you mean like the stuffed wolves that didn't move?
Oh no, yes, we established that they do move. I'm in your camp now. It's just wild to sort of accept that, you know, right away. So this place is very strange. Like I've never seen anything like this. This whole place is radiating with some sort of magical force, it seems like.
And because of that, I seek to spend no more time in here than absolutely necessary. Shall we shove off?
We should.
Sure.
Yes.
So, before you guys go to the stairs, is there anything else you would like to do before going to the basement level?
I think we were going to the study first, right?
Were we going to study, or were we going over here
Oh yes.
to...
Well, she said Dimov was in the study, and then the horrible stuff happens downstairs in the basement. So it's kind of what's
they
our
took-
priority?
I don't think. Did she say that he was in there? I thought she just said that there was another room in there, a secret room.
There's another room.
that they would
Oh.
go to.
Because we
Yeah.
definitely know that there's something in the basement.
And
So I figured that's the
Herbert
final
did know that
destination.
there was a room in the study as well with his investigation check. He just didn't know how to open it.
Yes.
Yeah, we do know how to get into the basement now, and that there's stuff going on down there. We are also right now like top of our game, full hit points, full spell slots. So it might be the time to head towards the dangerous area before we use up our resources.
Very well. Good thinking. To the basement then.
Okay.
We do have the bones of two child's bodies.
Good.
So
Yes. Let's offload that as soon as possible.
Just because I assume it's similar, shouldn't we take the body or the chest with the body in it down with us?
We could.
I don't see why not.
Good idea.
I mean, if we're doing it for one, why not do it?
Save us a trip.
Yes, we can carry it between a couple of us pretty easily, I imagine.
Yeah.
Ugh. I move it
I'll
6
take one
inches.
end of the chunk.
And the oh wait, yeah, never mind. Onyx, like while you're at a distance away, you more than the 10 feet usually, you hear my voice in your head. Can you hear me right now?
Ho ho. I can.
I feel like
Are you in two
my mind
places?
has expanded somewhat.
Oh.
Whoa.
So you're not in two places. So you're not like right behind me, and he starts looking behind him.
No, I don't know. Maybe that rest was exactly what I needed, but I feel like I can expand my range a little more than I could before.
Maybe you're just getting used to it. You know, things do take practice. You don't become a master with a sword or a hammer overnight.
Hey, so you guys descend the stairs. And with that, we are going to be moving maps.
Oh.
That's good, because I'm really terrible at walking up and down the stairs on there.
They're going and down and down.
Okay, you guys are going to see your tokens disappear. That's
Yep.
fine, they're supposed to.
That's okay, I already did when I was trying to see how far down the stairs went.
They just go into fog.
Just jump all the way down.
Oh, you guys also have Lancelot with you, I forgot.
Canary
Oh,
did
yeah.
it. It worked for him. I should be able to jump off and just make it to the
I'm
bottom.
going to give permission to all of you guys, so I don't have to keep moving Lancelot.
Okay.
Did they react to Lancelot? Like, did they recognize him? The ghost kids?
They did not.
Oh.
They did not recognize Lancelot.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, odd.
That would have come up. So, let me... placing the music here.
Herbert has just been making a mental list of all the traumas that everyone in this house has suffered, and like he's just like, this is a bad place. A lot of bad stuff happened here.
You could probably write the beginning of a book just about that. Almost like the beginning of a D&D adventure.
Sort of set the tone.
So,
Catch, you're in my way.
new notes.
Oh.
Oh, we went way down. The walls are rock.
You did.
Hmm.
These descend quite deep. You see that it goes down after you get to the ground level. It goes down at least 50 feet as you are traveling down.
How did they hear screams from this far away? That's so much worse.
That's some very loud screams, all right.
Okay. And I will ask that don't wander too fast through, because there is descriptions and stuff. I don't want to have to keep dropping you into turn-based mode or anything like that.
Okay.
As you travel below, you see that underneath the Durst Manor, the entire area is carved out of the earth, clay, and rock. Tunnels beneath seem to be about 4 to 5 feet wide and 7 feet high, and there's timbers braced at 5-foot intervals. All the rooms seem to it appears that some of the rooms may be taller than that. If you do not have dark vision, which I don't know if everyone does right now, you will need to have a light source for this area.
However, we did just do a full rest, which means
Hey.
I get my ability back.
Is that 300 feet?
So, yes, upon reaching down here and it being dark, and it obviously would have worn off, Conerth reactivates Eyes of the Night. 300 feet dark vision with 3 willing creatures. So I do Herbert, Graves, and the dog. Just kidding.
Onyx is a robot. He's okay.
And it
We've
lasts
got
for an hour.
built-in night vision, right?
Okay, can I just say, with Tailspire, this light right here, how it's pouring out there, looks beautiful.
It does.
Like, look at the shadow on this.
I could probably
That's
see that if I
broken.
didn't have my settings turned down to minimum.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's a beautiful engine.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
well, anyway. So you guys arrive. The wooden spiral staircase from the attic ends here, a narrow tunnel stretching southward before branching east and west.
And the kids didn't tell us where exactly to bring their bodies, just down to the basement, correct?
They've never been down
They
here.
did not. Now, one thing that you do hear in the background, and you can't understand what it's saying, you hear an incessant chanting.
Oh,
Can
I
I
don't
try
like
to
that.
locate where that sound is coming from?
You can roll me a perception check.
Grab my skills here. That plus 3. Oh wow! I didn't even see what I rolled yet. So a big 7.
You
Big
are unable to
facts.
tell. It's echoing around too much, and it's too faint to be able to have any idea where it is coming from.
Oh, Connect, just pick away and let's go.
Oh, what do you say, Lancelot? Do you know the way?
It kind of looks up at you, and it wags. He wags his tail, and then it kind of stops. But he doesn't. He doesn't make any indication of having any knowledge of what you said.
Okay.
Not very well trained.
So I'll see if I could peek down that hallway before moving on. Oh,
Yeah, for sure. So. Okay. You see that it opens up. It's continuing deeper. Up ahead, you as you cross into here, you do see that there are 2 doors to the left and the right. They appear to be made of stone as well. You can see one here
Oh.
and one here.
Okay. Maybe just peek my head around this corner.
Which corner? Okay.
Like I'm
As you peek around that
not
corner,
walking around and just kind of taking a look at.
as you peek around that corner, you do see that there are stairs that descend deeper within.
The kitchen.
All right, so I'm seeing more doors and a long hallway over here. Not entirely
that-
sure what's at the end of it.
Is there actually that light at the end?
There is.
Oh, there's a light this way. That might indicate someone or something. Maybe. Perhaps. Fair, we've seen fireplaces lit here and such that no signs of life, but I don't know.
Perhaps the house itself is sort of trying to guide us or something,
Perhaps.
keeping them lit itself.
What
Well.
do?
Well,
Well, we might as
doors.
well. We might as well explore things that are not behind doors, and then open doors after.
And you guys are carrying the
sorry.
bones still.
Yes.
So. Hey.
Oh,
You open up into there
Oh,
and you see before you a large square room with a stone well near the center. Or sorry, a wooden table and 4 chairs at the east end of this room. To the west are 4 alcoves containing moldy straw pallets. It appears that this is a kitchen area of some kind.
curious.
Is the fire actually going with something on it?
Correct, yes. It appears that there is food on there, as if someone had just walked away from it.
What kind of food am I seeing?
Roll me a nature check.
I would like to guide myself on this one.
Okay. You got this.
I don't think it'll be enough. So, a 7 plus a 1. 8!
I think all of our guidances so far have been ones.
So I think you were rolling that as Lancelot.
Oh.
So do you you rolled a 7. Do you have any plus to nature?
No.
Okay. So you think it's possibly a wolf or a goat. You can't tell because it's just like the back leg.
I kind of like,
Probably human.
I poke it, and then I just like set it on the floor for Lancelot.
He sniffs in, he starts gorging himself on it. He does not waste any time in eating it. So
Okay.
you may have just fed him a dog. You're not sure.
Or maybe a person.
Or that.
He's not hungry anymore, so that's all that matters.
At least someone's having a good time.
there anything seem useful up here right now? Just
Is that chest actually there?
You do see the chest there.
is
sticky.
it unlocked?
You can. Are you opening it?
I'll give it a try.
Is it
Okay, you-
mimic?
Open it up, and you see it's full of candlesticks and candles.
Oh, useful for clerics. I'll stick a couple in my backpack.
Okay.
You guys
So-
want any candles?
Oh, that wouldn't hurt for some if we had to perform any ceremony. So any sorts of rituals.
Yes, I definitely think we should grab a couple. Wouldn't hurt.
Definitely more useful flavor-wise, I think, than actually mechanically, but still.
So I hand a few extra to hand out to the other clerics.
Okay.
Okay, so as you continue through, you guys see what appear to be little alcoves for bedding and the like. And here, mostly straw. A lot of mold has grown over the bedding of it.
Is there a wall that's supposed to be here?
No. The
Okay.
Oh.
Hmm.
As you go down, it looks like it's more stairs that travel even deeper.
Just look around the corner.
Up ahead, you see what appears to be a large room. It opens up that the top of the room looks like it's closer to 10 to 12 feet tall.
Hmm. Canaris just gonna kind of take some peeks into these alcoves while they're
Yeah.
doing that to
Yeah.
make sure they're all empty.
Good plan.
So, as you're peeking into those alcoves, you see that very minimalistic as far as materials that are in there. You see very basic things that are owned, like chamber pots, bowls, plates, and it looks like the people that were living here really weren't. They didn't really have many possessions. They were just. They literally slept there and maybe ate there, and that was it.
All right. So he's going to continue on and check the rest, unless someone else wants to jump in.
Herbert is just keeping an eye on you because he doesn't want to get separated again. So he's just sort of splitting the middle ground between
Vanish.
where Onyx is looking and where Canereth is looking. But Herbert isn't really super interested in investigating this room because it's. I assume it smells gross because of all the fungus and stuff.
It does. It smells pretty gross.
Yeah.
I was just remembering,
Yeah.
like, when you were, like, walking around the corner when I did the keg ambush on you guys. That was fun. That was before Gary joined. But
Yeah.
it just, they kept
See, I think I
attacking him.
saw the aftermath when I was tracking them, but I
You did.
wasn't in the game yet.
Yeah, the entire NPC party got slaughtered. But that was
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Yep.
But,
That was great.
So,
Heard it left a lot of bodies in the wake everywhere they went.
okay, so you see the same story kind of being told throughout here, Canereth. Can you roll me an insight check?
Sure. Insight. Ooh, I have a good score for this one. If I can get a good roll. Okay,
Natural
well, it
10.
bounced on 6 a couple times and went to 3. That's great.
Uh,
Can I guidance myself after the fact, or it has to be before?
I'll allow it. You guys are we're still getting used to playing with the clerics and stuff, so I would allow it. It's a cantrip, so it's not like...
Yeah, it's just like
no one's...
saying like a quick prayer and you're just like.
That's 11 total.
Okay,
At
with an
least
11,
10.
when you're looking around, you definitely don't believe that these were prisoners that were staying here. There's no indication of locking someone up in here. So definitely were people here of their own free will. But you think probably lower level people, not really anyone of importance per se, or new people, like you would see in like the monasteries.
So like their own free will, more so like along the same lines of like technically it's my own free will that I work this crappy minimum wage job, but
You didn't roll high enough insight to know if they're wage slaves or not.
So what you're saying is the only thing of note is the smell
Yes.
and the occasional mushroom.
Me.
Not really into botany myself, but maybe there's something interesting in there.
oh, now I
As
see
you
chains.
approach here, now I'll read the right one. You guys see before you a large square room with a stone well in the center of the room, with a wooden bucket hanging from crossbeams above the well. Surrounding the room, you see multiple alcoves leading off. One exit is a hallway similar to the one you just exited.
I'm assuming here.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, guys, it looks like vegetation can at least last down here.
Are those actually shackles and things on the wall, or is that just it's just flavor text for the map?
Those are shackles.
Oh, okay, that's exciting.
Guess I missed that.
There are doors leading off here and over here and here and here.
Is it actually set up the way that it looks on the map, or is it just like sort of a... It looks like it's sized for like a human, perhaps? Humanoid? Or is it larger?
What? Sorry, what is sized?
Oh, the manacles, because they look pretty large.
I think they're kind of sized. You would see that like it looks like that big manacle would go around the waist of someone,
Oh,
like around their
okay.
body.
Gotcha.
And then there are like the arm manacles here.
Just considering theories, perhaps there was some sort of large beast that was chained up here or something, but yes, yeah, fear the worst. Crimes against humanity.
Okay. So,
Alright.
who is wanting to go next?
I think Konareth is, or Graves is looking at the well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just walk up to that area and just taking a basic look around.
Graves, what you see is that you see that the well's about 4 feet in diameter. It's about 3 foot high in the stone, and as you look down, you see that it descends about 30 feet down, and you see water below. But you can't tell. It just looks like it's a cistern underneath there.
I'd like to send the bucket down and try and get some of the water just to see how normal it is. If it is just regular water, if it's stale or anything, just to get kind of a sense.
Yeah.
See how like rusty or anything the crank is, how well used it's been.
Okay, yeah. You're able to, without too much. It's not made of metal, so it actually doesn't really. It's not rusted per se. It is kind of rotted, so it is hard to turn. It's only 30 feet, so it does take you a little of probably about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, to get it down there and back up.
I pull out like a little oil thingy and just doot, doot, give it a little oil, because I just keep that on me a little bit.
Would oil work on wood?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah, it does.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
lubricant.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like people oil like cutting boards and stuff. So.
True.
Yeah.
All right, so you're able to crank it back up. As you crank it back up, you see that there is water in there, and it looks fairly clear. But you had just kind of brushed the surface, so you don't know
Yeah.
much more than that.
This well appears to be fairly regular.
Um, are we worrying about like water consumption? Because we have been traveling all day yesterday, and then we spent the night here. So our water skins should be empty.
Yeah, it likely would be.
Well, if any of you need to refill your water skins, now's the time to do it.
Might be a good idea.
While
We should be cautious though.
while he was doing the well, I was creeping down this alcove just because I see an opening
Yes.
here.
I think that's just the way that the hide volume was.
Yeah, because you'll probably reveal that whole room if you.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's just a wall. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Just as a quick aside, before anyone takes any of the water to drink, Quinaret's just gonna grab the bucket and just pour just a little bit onto one of these plants that's here,
Okay.
just to see if it, I don't know, shrivels up and dies.
As you pour
He's
it on there,
skeptical of everything.
it does not, like, it doesn't do anything. It just seems to be normal water. Do you
Kinda
guys
looks like
open
the
any
graves.
of the doors around?
It just kind of looks
you
up
stop
the
it
graves
first,
from
you blow
across
them all
the
open.
and refills the water skin.
Seems
Okay.
fine.
I'll do the same.
As you guys are taking the short rest, drinking the water, or at least filling your water
I'm
skins.
filling my water skin. I'm not quite ready to drink it yet.
As you guys are filling your water skins, we are going to take a bio break ourselves so that we are able to go to the
Fill your
bathroom.
own water
So we will
skins.
be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us back. We are now talking about the Twilight Cleric's Channel Divinity, because rules is written, it seems busted. But we will kind of cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, it will probably just be slightly OP. It does look like it gets a bit better, but pretty much what it is it almost the equivalent of the entire party getting second wind every turn. So we'll see. Big thing to remember, we can only have one instance of temporary hit points per person, so that's 8 temporary hit points. So we'll just roll with it for now. Kind of cross it as we
if
get
we
to
need
it.
to.
So I don't think I'll nerf it. I might just be like, okay, these are the I wouldn't nerf the number. If anything, I would just nerf the frequency, because that's the big thing, is it's literally every turn.
Yeah, because if I can reinitiate the temporary hit points every single turn, then depending on how many hit points I'm able to give, I can basically negate the damage you take every turn by giving you new, a refresh of hit points. But
yeah.
Anyway, I could just not use it for this round.
Oh, no, it's something that you have. Use it. You may need it. Just saying. So, we last left our party as they were filling their water skins around the well.
I would bring the bucket down once we're all done, and let Lancelot drink out of the bucket.
Okay.
At least the dog will be our friend.
Well, not just that, but if anything happens,
okay,
he's our test.
He is okay.
Nice.
Well, that's the thing. He's gonna end up being like Strahd or something at the end of this. The whole time he was just following us around and testing our metal.
Is there actually a bookcase over here?
There is.
Grace to kind of look over and be like, Herbert, Kunev, I believe the two of you are more academically inclined than I. Do you see anything of note here that we could gather any information from or such? I was confused for a second because 2 of the books are bright blue, and I'm running through Skyrim again with the unread books glow on. So I'm like, oh look, there's 2 books I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Tomlin's actually playing Skyrim right now while we're doing D&D. So
good.
So what you see ahead of you is, as you look on there, you see a whole bunch of tomes there. All of them are describing fiend summoning rituals, necromantic rituals, a cult called the Priest of Eusebius throughout there. With that, you can read through them if you want. You do see that there is a black leather-bound, appears to be a logbook of some kind.
That's the most interesting one.
Yes, I'll look at the logbook and check for the last entries.
Okay, yeah. So as you open up the logbook, you see that it's a journal, and it maintains a list of names, physical descriptions, and details of some sort of event. They are dated along with the lunar cycle on there. You see things such as male dwarf with a distinguishing feature. Some of them are no sedatives used this time. Removed teeth before ritual. Things of that nature. All of them are more grotesque as you are going along. You do see the last entry is written male infant, but it doesn't explain anything further than that. And there is ink spattered across the page, wiping out majority of the log.
Herbert sort
including
of snaps the logbook shut when he reads that, but he does take note of the date.
There actually are no dates
There's no dates.
in this.
Okay.
No, it's just lunar cycle.
Seems the most recent victim is exactly who we suspected. But something was triggered by this. Something happened. Perhaps this was the ultimate evil act or something that maybe they accomplished what they were trying to achieve. Who could tell? I've heard of nobles sort of getting up to no good. You know, too much time on their hands, too much money. Never really seen it myself or really believed that it honestly happened till now.
I think it's more than simply boredom that could cause something like this. A depravity of the soul beyond much that I've experienced in my lifetime.
Or maybe
Something is
just
very
power.
wrong.
As you open up
Oh, it goes
this
way.
room,
Ooh.
you see that there is a chest in here,
Oh, yeah,
and a straw mat. But other than that, there's not much in here.
anything in the chest.
Open it up. You can right-click it, I believe.
It's a mimic.
As you open up the chest, you do see that there is an ivory hairbrush, with silver bristles. Other than that, there's just commoner's clothing.
Could maybe pocket that to sell it.
Yes, you can.
I don't know if Graves would really think they he'll just kind of show people what he finds. Kind of like, oh, is this?
Uh,
What is this?
Roll me a perception check.
Does it really
Perception.
look like it's made out of silver, or is it just silver colored?
Like
It was
the bristles
ivory.
themselves.
Yeah. You said they were silver bristles.
Yes.
It's like one of those brushes with like the metal things like you brush your cat with, like your dog.
Yeah. So they do
Funny.
appear to be. It does appear to be metal, at least. And with that, you do see that in the on the handle there is an etching, and it says Rosvalda Durst.
Rosvalda.
We met Rose
Oh.
Durst. Was maybe she named after her mother? No, that wouldn't quite make sense. We'll see it. I don't know. Maybe it was stolen from Rose. Maybe it's a different Rose.
Could be hers. Perhaps we should bury it with her bones.
Couldn't hurt.
I mean, it's such a shame. I could make a lot from that, but I mean, like physically make a lot, not like a lot of money.
Well, we can take it with us for now and determine later. Time
Okay.
to check the next door.
Yes, you are able to.
I guess I will open the door, or Conareth, do you want to open that door over
Wait.
there?
If you would like to not stand right by the door, I can open the door from a distance as well.
Very well.
No, we can
Very
show
well.
the door there. Conareth is just kind of shifting around the room.
To remind you all, I do believe that Lady Durst was named Elizabeth.
Right.
Excellent. Thank you.
Alright, Grace will kind of just reach up and just like the door slams open, I guess, because I used thaumaturgy.
Yeah, so
I
it
didn't
slams
realize I
open.
had.
You do see that there is another chest within this room, and it is another straw bed.
All right. Well, what about this chest here?
With this chest, as you open it,
Next to
you
your
see
hand.
that this room's chest contains a black leather eye patch with a carnelian sewn into it.
What is a carnelian?
A carnelian is a type of orange, like brownish red mineral. Kind of think like a topaz, but reddish.
Mineral. Okay.
Has anyone been
It's a
having some sight
gemstone of some kind.
issues? This might be helpful for anyone with some sight issues or a nasty scar, or just wants to look more menacing.
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Yeah.
I can always identify it to see if it is truly magical.
There's that.
I hadn't suspected that it was, but
It.
What
that
was
quizzical look
your
on your eye.
Arcana?
I would assume that Conerith would remember that he has the ability to identify, and instead just mention perhaps it has some form of magical properties. It's an unusual thing to set into an eye patch.
So you do have the ability to identify?
I do.
Oh, okay. So are you going to use a ritual to identify it?
Yes, and I think I'll do the eye patch first, and then also do the brush if we have time.
Yeah, I'd allow that. The chanting is still continuing in the background as we are going.
Is it getting any
Right.
louder or
Yeah, it
anything?
sounded like chanting.
It is not getting any louder.
Okay.
Is it getting any
Sorry.
quieter?
It is not getting quieter or louder. It's staying constant.
So the rest of us can probably just like palm through these books a little more while he does that, whatever.
It's gonna take some time.
Yeah, so roll me an Arcana check, anyone that's looking through the books.
Okay.
Or religion. Either one.
Oh, apparently I have proficiency in Arcana. I'll probably do religion, but it's the same roll for me, so
Okay.
12.
Not bad.
Anyone else looking through the books? Oof.
8
The
for me.
rolls have not been in your favor tonight, Conair.
No.
So, Conaris, you're kind of looking through and you see that these are pretty ghastly rituals that they're talking about. Many of them talking about human sacrifice. You are also able to see the same thing, Graves, but you kind of determine, looking through this, that these are all bogus. That it sounds like someone had written it just to sell it, but they don't actually do anything. They're not like real dark rituals.
Mhm.
They're just sound like they are. So
These,
yeah.
Grace Cloud finishing is like, these are obviously very grotesque sounding, but I don't believe these were written by someone that knows what they're talking about. I think these were more written for show, possibly to sell books, rather than coming from actual knowledge.
Did that ledger describe the things in that book that you're reading?
That's a good question. Did they line up with the books?
They do. It appears that they did take some of the rituals directly out of that book.
It looks like they took some directly out of these books, so that might mean that whoever has been conducting these things, my suspicion is that that is Lady Durst. It seems that she may not have really known what she was doing. At least partially.
Seems an awful grift.
Okay. Onyx, it looks like you're standing there waiting to open a door.
Yeah. I'm,
Do we want to resolve the items first? Or?
Yeah, I was just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
inspecting it. I was
Um,
just waiting for the items to be done before I opened it.
So yeah, once you do the identify, these are with the identify. Let me double check. That's a spell, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I'm not using a spell slot because it's a ritual.
That's right.
But it does not
Choose an
reveal
object.
curses, if that's what you're curious about, because that's
More so, I was wondering if it can just tell if it's magic imbued or exactly what it is and what it's worth.
It
So-
says
Charges.
if it's a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them.
Got it.
Whether it requires attunement to use and how many charges it has, if any. And you learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are.
Oh, frig, you can use it to touch a creature too to see what spells are affecting them. That's useful.
Yeah.
I did not know you could do that. So
People never do that.
what?
I said people never do that.
No, that's actually more useful than the object thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
if
oh,
you're
this
like-
person's being mind controlled or whatever. Or like, oh, this person, this person is not actually a human. They are polymorphed or whatever.
yeah, that's like super useful. So, so as you check this, neither of these are considered magical objects, so you don't really sense anything with it. You know that they probably would be valuable if you looked at selling. Excuse me. If you looked at selling them or moving them on.
All right. Well, we'll just hang on to them for now then. I think I would give them back to whoever's holding the bones.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who is holding the bones.
Conan
Narrative.
Aerith.
Onyx
I'll
is
have him
opening a
hold them.
door over here. Onyx, as you open this door, you see ahead of you another straw bed and another chest.
Well, what's in this one, Onyx?
Let's see.
It's a mimic. No, okay.
The last
So,
one.
Someday.
as you open up this chest, you see that there is a light leather pouch in there, as well as a scroll that appears to be a letter of some kind.
Okay, I would take both.
Okay,
What's in
as
the
you-
pouch?
As you pick up the pouch, you hear the clinking of coins.
Ooh.
You open it up and you see that it's that there is gold and silver in there.
Cool.
Now, can you roll me a perception check? Okay. You cannot determine what this is made from.
Okay.
It's leather.
And then the scroll.
Yes, so the scroll, it appears to be a letter. Let me share that to the handouts.
I'm gonna grab my phone and open up the handout folder.
Once again, you join our Discord, you can see all our handouts.
Right?
Okay. As you open it, you see in flowing handwriting, it says, "My dear Miss Petrovna, your advice on dealing with the unwanted fiend in my home is very good advice indeed. Tonight's ceremony will proceed as planned when the moon is at its highest peak. Without, of course, the attendance of Mr. Durst. I must agree with you that yes, with such an innocent sacrifice, our proceedings might have better results, although innocent is not quite the term I would use. My thanks, Mrs. Elizabeth Durst."
It sounds like she was certainly about to sacrifice baby Walter, is my guess. My assumption is the not innocent reference being to the fact that that was likely Margaret's child. Seems like maybe
Oh.
too late to save the child.
no excuse, obviously.
No.
Just hope we can do something, perhaps, to make something that happened here right.
Yes.
Onyx literally just took the scroll, handed it over, like didn't care after reading a little bit of it, and just kind of waited, started counting the money in the purse.
As you count the money, you see that there's 11 gold pieces and 60 silver pieces.
There.
Seeing that it looks like the other room has been resolved, Konareth attempts to open the door on the opposite side of the room.
Okay. As you open up this room, you again see a straw bed and a chest.
I open the mimic.
Okay, as you open up this chest, you see a short sword within. And it appears to not be rusted at all. It's actually has a slight green tinge to it.
Huh.
Kind of patches of green on it.
He grabs the short sword,
Okay.
checking to see if there's anything else notable in the room. Presumably not.
There is not.
And makes his way out and goes over to Herbert. Is there anything you can make of the green patchiness on this sword?
Herbert, I'm not going to require you to roll anything on that. You would know.
But does Alex know?
You would know that this is a silvered weapon.
Oh. I see. This weapon has been silvered. Unconventional sort of practice. But useful against supernatural beasts. I believe werewolves and possibly vampires. I'm not sure.
Did it have a sheath, or was it just the sword itself?
It would be in a sheath, yes.
Okay. Well, unless anyone has any objections, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't potentially put this to use.
I would
Might
agree.
come across such ghastly creatures here.
I would agree. I suggest one of the three of you take it, as I rely a lot more on my spells and tend to like staying away from the monsters.
Either you or Onyx should carry it, I think. It's not really my style, but see this hammer. When I bless this hammer, it surpasses most resistances with ease.
He just inquisitively looks over to Onyx to see if he has anything to say about it.
Onyx is not paying that much attention. He was counting out the gold, and when he sees you guys looking at him, he's like, "Oh, here!" And he hands you each 3 gold.
Oh,
Cool.
thank you.
I'll take it.
Alright, well, Konareth will just strap this sheath to him then. For the time being.
Okay. And it's hard to see within this map. There was one more door over here.
Oh,
Anyway.
I did not see where you gestured.
Back where I had initially started.
Gotcha.
Also, could I do a quick whatever check you'd like to try to see what I would know offhand that silver would be particularly useful against?
Yes.
It might have been something that I read while I was in the...
I would say either Arcana, because it's usually magical creatures, or a history check, because silvered weapons would have been historical in their use of myths and legends.
Well, I'm gonna go with Arcana and see if I try to get my first above 15 roll.
Come on, Tailspire. Come on, Tailspire.
That's an
Not the
even
worst.
10.
You definitely know werewolves, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like everyone knows werewolves. You
Yeah,
know,
that one's
it's like
a
stereotypical kind of thing.
Alrighty.
But if we put all the silver coins in a sock,
dude. Like metal in like hard objects in a sock is a scary weapon. Like,
yeah.
let's be honest.
Yep, that's a
To be
club.
fair, I would argue that wouldn't overcome resistance with the socks in between. However, catapult using chunks of silver, I would probably allow that personally.
Yeah.
So one other thing you would know, Conner, is devils also. Like in general, like you wouldn't know specific devils, but you do know that there are some devils that do need it, as well as just were animals.
The letter talked about a fiend trapped in the house they are trying to deal with.
Yes.
All right.
Anyway, next room.
Duly noted.
Onyx, you are looking there. You see a chest in front of you and a straw bed. It
Oh.
looks pretty much identical to the other rooms.
I was gonna have Herbert come in and open this one.
I could open it, I guess. Sure.
It's gonna be the one mimic.
Spread the mimic danger around.
You open it up and you see that there is a black cloth wrapped around an object in there.
I'll gingerly sort of try to pull back the cloth without disturbing much.
Okay, as you roll it open, you see that there are 3 moss agates, which roll around. In there, they are round.
Curious. Yeah, I guess I'll wrap them up and pull them out and take them with us.
Yeah. And those would be worth 10 gold pieces each.
Or we could play marbles.
Yes.
Perhaps there was some sort of component to a ritual or something of the like. Who knows? So it was moss agate?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is a real thing.
Yes. I
They
know because
are-
of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, they're pretty. Like they're kind of like a white, like they almost look like a really fancy granite. So. Okay. Oh, looks like Graves is starting to move to the next room.
Well, I think we found everything here. Shall we continue?
Affirmative.
Dust Hog?
Does it go to the right here as well, or is there a wall there?
It does. Let me. Okay, just one moment.
Shall we stay here on the slightly lower level that we've entered, or shall we head back upwards?
Yeah.
I think it might be
as you-
prudent to explore everything below before heading back upstairs, just so we don't miss anything, I guess.
So
I interrupted.
no, you're fine. As you do come around this corner, you do hear the chanting becoming louder. Can you roll me a perception check?
Absolutely. Natural 1 coming in. 7.
You are
So
unable to
10.
determine the words that are being said. You just see that the hallway extends before you. You do believe that it is coming from this direction, likely.
I think the chanting is from this way.
I do believe, if my sense of direction is correct, that we've taken 3 left turns now, and earlier we went down This may connect back up to where we started.
That would make sense.
Would that be worthwhile?
To double check.
Would be nice to
for sure.
confirm.
It'd certainly
Yes, we
make
could-
our escape a lot faster if we did have to make one.
Yeah, I'll just do a quick check up the stairs and see.
Okay.
I'll just stay close enough to him to be
I'm
within
just like
30
kind of
feet
like
of
walk
him.
up and like peek around, see if it is where we think it is.
I say Onyx would be watching this hallway.
As you enter into this area, you see that this room contains a plain wooden table flanked by long benches. Moldy humanoid bones lie strewn on the dirt floor. And in the middle of this wall over here, you see a darkened alcove.
I assume looking there, like it looks like it does connect, friends, but there is a room right here we might want to check out before we continue down that way. We could check out this room, which attaches very close to where we came down, and then we could follow the chat. Would be my suggestion. There is some bones here and an alcove.
A lot of bones.
Hmm.
Do a medicine check or something to see if I can determine like how many bones are like
Yeah, for sure. Roll me a
skeleton,
medicine check.
how many, basically how many people are included here, any further information, that kind of jazz.
Yeah, for sure.
There's supposed to be a whole.
Well,
Tailspire, there are other numbers on the D20 above 10.
Right?
So, just so you know.
D20, not D10.
Yeah, good call.
Lancelot whimpers.
No. I assume there's not actually like a hole in the floor.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Right
like,
over here.
is there a hole?
Oh, is it like kicking you out?
No, it's
No,
just
the-
this
no, there's a
gone.
hole in the floor.
Oh, I'll check that.
Yeah, getting over to here, I assume I can see down this hallway and see that's where we entered. Right over here. So we do know this does connect back up and goes further, but let's check out downstairs after we check out this room. Yeah, so what do I find in the bones?
Let's see. Sorry, I was trying to get rid of a dice.
Oh, no worries.
So as you find in the bones, you see that there's a whole bunch of different races that are collected here. There's dwarves, there's halflings, there's dragonborns, there's humans, male and female. Based upon the number, you believe that logbook is accurate, and it had many pages.
These seem to be all the individuals recorded in that logbook. Is there indication of baby Walter being in this pile?
You do not see any infant bones. They would stand out very much.
There is no infant among here, though. We may still perhaps be able to save Walter.
I think that your interpretation of save will have to be very loosely defined.
Yes. Yeah. What do you all make of this? There's a door over here.
Oh.
Kind of motion for the others.
Oh, he did go bye-bye.
Oh, did you fall down the hole?
He threw Lancelot into the hole.
Lancelot, no.
Yeah.
I'll pray for guidance for Graves if you're gonna go to open this door.
I can open it if you wish.
Hold on a moment.
Make sure that you're ready, just in case, my friend.
I'll be watching your back.
I appreciate it.
Ooh.
Oh,
You open this up, and you bones pour out as you open
Oh.
it.
More bones. There appear to be anything else within here, or just more bones?
You do not see anything.
And no infant bones.
No.
All right.
There we go.
This,
I patched up that hole.
I see a die way down there. Oh, that's my die. Anyway, all right. Well, this
Okay.
room seems to just be where they dumped all the bone. That being known and our way out known, perhaps we should go towards the chanting that we heard. What do you think?
I loathe the idea, but I understand it.
Time to face
Yes,
this
I
head on.
Onyx, pause.
Oh, Graves fell down.
I saw that happen.
I was trying to go around the corner and I fell in between the rooms.
You can teleport right
Graves,
up.
you would also be here. As you are walking forward, the ground beneath you creaks.
Oh. Oh.
What was that?
Uh,
Ah!
The ground beneath you creaks, and you open up to a spike pit below.
Are you able to? Is that
Do
where
I-
my token fell? Actually,
Do I get a dexterity saving throw to try to roll forward?
Not typically.
Okay.
On this one, no, because it's just was wooden planks that just rotted through as you stepped over them. The
Okay.
check for it was earlier when I had Graves do the wisdom perception check,
Gotcha.
and he wasn't able to see it.
are you
for it.
able to bring my token over to the area? I'm like way below everything else.
Yeah, wait, who was... Oh, wait, that was Konereth. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
me.
it was... So yeah, Konereth
so,
was
like-
the one that fell.
Yeah, I was gonna say I fell down between some of the rooms while trying to move my token, and I am. Thank
Hold
you.
on. That is not associated with this. So, Konereth and Onyx, you both take 1d6 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Perfect.
All right, Tailspire, these are okay. Low rolls.
And then
These
you
ones
both
okay.
take, from the spikes themselves, you take 2d10.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Ah!
And that's piercing damage. You guys are now at the bottom of this 10-foot deep pit. With the sharpened wooden spikes at the bottom, you see that there is a skeleton of another adventurer fallen there, and you are both now prone.
Friends, here. I'll kind of reach down. Or actually, should we just climb up the other side?
Oh, you don't look so good. Ah.
I don't feel so good.
Is my leg supposed to look like that?
I actually don't know. You tell me.
Gunareth is going to
I-
very carefully pick himself up, trying to avoid hitting more spikes.
And the spikes are mostly dangerous when you're falling. They're far enough apart that you're able to pretty easily walk around them if you are actively trying to.
I assume the easiest way to get around might be to climb down carefully, then climb up the other side.
You could try that. It is 10 feet, so you would have to climb 10 feet up, and the walls are not really made to be climbed.
Is there a better way across?
Roll me a perception check.
I think I might be able
Try
to
it again.
jump it.
I don't have a good strength, so probably not for me. Oh, that's almost a 17.
You do see that there is stairwell up ahead, coming from the other side.
Oh, so we could try and go up and around. Oh, does anyone have rope?
Yes.
If at least one person can get up the other side, then we can use rope.
Care for a
Yeah,
boost, friend?
yes. So yeah, so we boost each other 10 feet should be not too hard. Also, do you need healing?
Oh, yeah. I got
Over
it.
here.
I got it. Oh, that hurt so bad.
Would you like me to heal you, or do you want to heal yourself? Whichever is fine.
I can do it. And I just like touch my chest and be like, I hate this place.
Well, as a precaution, because I believe we're getting hopefully close to the whatever's happening, and Herbert, you, my friend, are definitely one of our frontliners for sure. I will provide this over here for you, and I will cast False Life on Herbert.
Oh.
So for an hour, you're getting some temp HP. 8 temporary hit points to Herbert.
Nice.
That's good.
Good stuff.
I will take out my rope and throw it up to the 2. Like, throw one end up to the 2 that are up above us.
I'll grab it.
All right.
Conareth, here. And I'll, like, hold the bottom of the rope so we can climb it.
I thought we were
Climb
trying to
back up to them.
I thought we were going
know.
up and around.
We need to go.
Well,
the
say
other
if you
way.
get to like 10 feet, like if one of you gets on the other shoulders, you can get up the other side, and we could put the rope up there.
Some like tightrope walk across the rope.
I mean, like the other two of us could climb down, and then we could all climb up the rope to the other side.
With my athletic ability, I believe I could clear this gap with a simple jump. I just need a running start.
Okay.
But I don't really wish to take any unnecessary risks. So perhaps if you climbed up the other side and just make sure it's actually still solid there too.
It looks a bit sheer for climbing. Unless one of us wanted to boost each other.
It's about 10 feet. Yeah, between the two of you, you should be able to make it.
Conareth looks over at Onyx and just kind of locks fingers.
I'll cast guidance on Conareth.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't quite jump across first.
Just
Actually, wait.
yeet you
Guidance.
up and like over my shoulder.
Guidance
and
you
back on the
can't.
spikes.
Because it's
Oh,
a touch.
That's touch, yeah. My bad.
I mean, unless you walk over and just arm up and the other one reach down, slap the hand.
But I would use Cornereth's lift to try to get up. I have my rope since we're not doing that. I just kind of yanked it back from him.
Yeah, just tie it up on that side.
And see if I can climb up with Conereth's help.
Okay, roll me a athletics or acrobatics. And you can add Conereth's proficiency and strength modifier to your roll. If you have a negative strength modifier, we just won't add it.
Strength modifier is 2. Proficiency would also be 2. So total is +4.
13.
Okay, so you are able to climb up to the other side. Bam.
I would then, since the beam, is there space over this beam here?
This one here, there is not. It's
Okay.
kind of built into the ceiling because it is a support beam holding the dirt up.
Okay.
Kind of think
Then-
like a mine shaft, like
Yep.
where.
Then I would just kind of put the rope around me and dangle it over the edge for Kunerth and back up a little bit to give myself a little bit of space. Help him climb up.
Okay. So are you reaching down to help him climb up, or do a rope?
No, the rope. So I
Okay.
like wrap the rope around me, and then
Did Lancelot run all the way around?
I just
didn't move it.
like made him run all the way around myself.
Are you actually having him do that?
Yes.
He does not arrive there.
Ah.
Oh, poor Lancelot.
Oh, he's dead.
But I throw the rope over the edge.
All right, I'm gonna try to climb up the rope then.
Oh,
Right up.
Did we lose Rena?
Yeah. Go
Oh,
ahead.
alright.
You can.
Trying to
Same
climb
thing.
up the rope.
Acrobatics or athletics, and you are able to.
Add Onyx's bonus.
Yep. Add Onyx's strength bonus and proficiency.
What am I getting from the Onyx?
+3 from me
Nice.
total.
So +5 total.
Hey!
Hey! My first decent roll of the night. 19 total. Yeet.
Okay. As you are there, you hear a yelp from
Oh,
the
boy.
top of these stairs over here.
Oh.
As you look up there, you do see Lancelot, and he is running pell-mell straight towards you.
All right,
And
Herbert,
you
time to get over
see
there.
I'll go back up.
Crawling from the top of it, a ghoulish-like creature
Ah!
coming over and looking at Onyx and Kunerth. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
There it is.
I was backing up to get a running start to jump over when I heard the yelp and heard
Graves is
Lancelot.
getting in position to be able to fire off spells if needed. Actually,
So-
being across here might be a good
Yeah.
position for Graves.
Thank you for anyone that did join. We are excited. We are going to be doing an after talk in our Discord. We do a open stage that you are able to feel free to listen if you'd like. Just kind of talk about things that happen, things that might be happening next session, as well as kind of just have free talk. So other than that, is there anything else that anyone else want to say before we leave our cluster of clerics?
Awesome session.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining.
This place is incredible. It's an incredible experience. When I say that I'm not having fun here, it's because my character is not having fun, because he's really experiencing this. But yeah, no, I'm
I don't think
having
any
a
of the
blast.
characters are having fun, but we're having
Yeah.
fun as players.
I will be exiting to desktop. Well, actually, I'll leave it up so in case anyone wants to do screenshots or anything. So,
Yeah.
Already.
Have a great night, everybody, unless
Yeah.
you're joining us in the Discord.
Yeah.